how much of the book do you devote to the circumstances of the murder itself in Las Vegas in 1996?
Yeah, decent amount, decent amount. To me, it's not the big mystery. It's fascinating, but I mean, in a nutshell, Tupac, all right, it's the Mike Tyson Bruce Seldon fight, one of the worst fights you'll ever see in your life. And I'm convinced Bruce Seldon took a dive in that fight.
I was at that fight. Were you at that fight?
No, terrible.
Dude, Selden was like, I'll never forget. Selden walked in and he looked like he was cut out of granite, like he was an
Yeah.
Adonis, but you could see he looked terrified, absolutely terrified. And then it did look like he took a dive. I'm not saying he did, but it sure looked like he did.
The funny thing about that fight is it was scheduled for a previous date. Mike Tyson faked some ailment because he wasn't in shape and they pushed it back. If that never happens, Tupac presumably isn't at the fight because he's filming Gridlocked at that point. So that doesn't even happen. But it's at this fight. It's the aftermath. Tupac loves Tyson. He actually wrote the ring entrance song for him for that fight. And Tupac is fired up. He's with a bunch of guys from Death Row. There's a Compton Crip named Orlando Anderson walking through the lobby of the MGM Grand wearing, because it all comes back to sports, a triple XL Dan Marino Miami Dolphins jersey. The guy from Death Row looks at him and goes, "Yo, that's the guy who robbed my chain." Because recently there was a robbery at a jacking at the mall. Tupac goes, "Which one?" That guy right there, Orlando Anderson, goes up, punches Orlando Anderson in the face. Orlando Anderson falls. They all start kicking the crap out of Orlando Anderson. Fast forward a few hours, Orlando Anderson sees Tupac leaning out of Suge Knight's car, hollering at some women. "Yo, there's Pac, there's Pac." Follows him, pulls up, shoots him. And like, just from all my reporting, I know it's sexy to say Biggie was involved, to say Puffy was involved, to say Suge caused it. I just honestly think it was a case of a very embarrassed gangbanger getting his ass kicked by a rapper, not being able to go back home and say, "Oh yeah, who beat you up? Tupac Shakur, what?" And then getting his revenge.